Dear Memaw. I am Memaw, and this is...
Morgan, Memaw's oldest daughter.
So, thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if you caught us on YouTube or on Spotify or on Apple, but we appreciate you. So, if you're new to our podcast, I am Memaw, and I have a TikTok Memaw, that has quite a large following where I do motivational speeches. And in that, people have been writing us letters, asking us to answer their personal questions.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, when they send it on the DMs, it's really, really, really hard to see them all and to actually respond to them. So that's why we decided to make Dear Memaw.
Yes.
So we are sitting here, old school, answering letters that you send to us, and telling you our thoughts. And that's why I've had Morgan join me on these podcasts to give you a younger person's version of it, and somebody who was raised by me. So let's see, let's see what her thoughts are too. So first, I'd like to begin by telling you that I am not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not any of those things. I'm just some person that has experienced a lot in my 63 years, a very lot.
Yes.
So what I'd like to do is spread some of that
the knowledge
to you, and tell you what I think about things. We appreciate you following us, and let Morgan tell you about social medias and how to get a hold of us and how to send your letter, and then we'll just get started.
All right, guys, we are everywhere. We are on Facebook, and we are on TikTok, and we are on Instagram, and we are on YouTube. So our YouTube is Dear Memaw. If you're listening to us on YouTube, you see our posts there. We try to post something daily, so follow us. Facebook is Memaw Talks. Instagram is also Memaw Talks. And then our TikTok, like Memaw said, is TikTok Memaw. But don't stress. If you can't find us everywhere, find us just somewhere and go to our bio. It's going to be there linked all the other places that you can find us. So definitely hit us up.
And why we went ahead and went on all the social medias, because we know that there's some people that only are on one. And so we wanted people to be able to tell their friends that may be interested in listening to us. Like, a lot of people aren't on TikTok, so that's why we expanded, and that's why we have it on Facebook and that kind of thing. So if you know somebody who would be interested in hearing it, please tell them about it. And we will tell you again at the end how to send a letter to us, but it's really simple, and you'll see the email in our caption at the end of this.
Under the video.
But we like your letters. Send us your letters. And you know what? It is actually really therapeutic for you guys too to even write the letters to us.
Right. Just get it off your chest.
It's almost like journaling, but you're journaling to a person.
Right.
Which is quite interesting,
I think sometimes too you just need to get it off your chest. Sometimes it's like, I don't even need help. I just need to get it out loud and be done with it.
Yeah, and you could even do that if you want to. You could write to me and tell me everything. And then all you have to do at the end, say, Memaw, I really don't want you to use this letter. I just wanted to tell you all about it, and we're okay with that.
Yes.
We're okay with that. Because I'm sure everybody out there has had a situation where they wrote a letter to somebody, or a text, or an email, or something, because they were not happy with that person.
Yes.
And then just never sent it.
Right.
I've done it.
I've done it.
And I am not a journaling kind of person, and I've done it. So,
for sure.
Have you, Morgan?
I've done it. Yes. Definitely have done it. I've done things like where you write it and then you like burn the letter or something. So it's like you just release all those feelings, those emotions with that letter as it goes.
Okay, Morgan goes to a little bit of extremes, but
not so much. If you think about it, it makes sense. You're getting rid of the feelings. You don't want those emotions anymore, so you're releasing them. I don't want them.
But I've never gone as far as burning it. Did you burn it in like the fireplace or the sink with
my
the lighter,
therapist
Morgan?
told me to do that. So you're talking about it being crazy. The therapist is the one who told me to do it. Yep.
No comment from the Memaw. No comment. Okay, okay. So let's get going on today's letter. I think that our viewer was named April, and Morgan will read us the letter, and we'll get going on it. Let's do this.
Here we go. All right. Dear Memaw, I'm scared to make any changes in my life, even the ones I know I need to. I've had the same job for years, and every Sunday night I get that sick feeling thinking about going back. But I stay because it's familiar and I'm terrified of starting over. I also still live in the same small town I grew up in. There's not much here for me anymore, but at least I know what to expect. The idea of leaving, even for something better, scares me more than staying stuck. I don't want to keep living the same year on repeat, but I don't trust myself to make a change. How do I know if I'm staying because it's comfortable or because I'm scared? April.
Wow. So, being afraid. I think a lot of our life is spent being afraid.
I think, yeah, so much is unknown that comes with
The
being
unknown is
scared. You just
scary.
don't know what's there, right? What to
And don't
expect.
you think yeah, we kind of almost make it up in our mind of how bad it will be. Like
Right.
what we've made up in our mind is ends up being worse than what it really, really
What
was.
reality is.
Um, our brains love routine.
Yes.
They just love
Familiarity.
routine.
It's familiar to them. They understand it. They
Yeah.
know what to expect. They know what's coming next. It's
And I know,
predictable.
exactly. And I know I tell Morgan this all the time. I like to know my schedule. So if
Right.
we're going to film a podcast, I need to know when Morgan's available because
Give
I'm
me
a
a
lot
window.
more
Right.
open. She has 3 kids and a husband and a job, and so I need to know when she's available. So I understand that. And it's kind of weird, but familiar pain sometimes feels more comfortable than unfamiliar freedom.
Right, because you know what to expect. You know how bad it's going to be or what
Yes.
it's going to consist of. But that unknown is like, oh, well, it could be worse.
Yeah. And we tell ourselves that feeling stable is
Right.
better than what, like, we should stay with what's stable even though it's hurting us.
You
Like, that's
know,
crazy.
I think it's a lot to do with control too. Is you can't control what you don't know is going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you know what to expect, you can have control. Or you feel, at least, you really can't control what happens in a day, but you feel like you have more control over things.
That's exactly. It's like, I'll stay here because I at least know what to expect.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. I can
That's
totally
happened. I
see
can
that.
control that because I can do something different, or I can change a different way because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And talking about like a new job. New jobs are scary for everybody. I don't care what age category
Oh
you're
yeah, no,
in
for
here.
sure. I
Like, we
hate
don't.
interviews. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
hate interviewing. I hate
Interviews, and you're like trying to sell yourself. Who the heck wants to try to sell yourself to some unknown person?
Right, and you're like, I mean,
Like, just
pick
think
me
about that
because I
concept.
mean. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but we have to turn that around and say you're pretty badass,
Right.
and you have a lot to offer that company.
That's what I
So
see.
you
You
got to
have to
look at it.
understand and be confident in what you bring to the table. I know what I bring to the
Exactly.
table.
Yeah, exactly. And we understand the fear of starting over, like starting over a new job.
Yes.
Totally get it. Totally
Yeah.
get it. Because you don't know how the people there will treat you. You don't want to
Right.
look stupid because you don't know how to do anything.
Right. Right. But I think that we forget that in learning, there's like lessons also. So as you learn
Yeah.
something new, there's a lesson in it. It's
And the thing is, April, they're going to know you don't know how to do this.
right.
So it's not
It's
like
to
you
be
are looking
expected.
stupid. You're not at all.
Right.
And asking
People get
questions.
scared. I was just about to say that. I think people
Yeah.
get scared to ask questions too, so they try to figure it out on their own, but they don't know what they're doing, and so they're just lost in the sauce.
I am so old school. I want to tell you how old school I am. I take notes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
New job. I might take a littler notepad, but let me just
Mm-hmm.
show you guys. Let me show you. I take notes on everything. I use this notepad almost daily to take notes.
My thing
Um,
is too, I second guess myself, so I like to have notes so I can be confident that nope, this is exactly what it is, what it should be.
Exactly. So take a little notepad in there, just one of those little ones and a pen,
Right.
and they'll actually even think more of you
Right?
because oh my
Then
gosh,
guess what?
this
Next
person.
time I don't have to ask you. I'm going to know how to
Right.
do it because I took my
Right.
notes. Because I know I'm over a group of teachers at the school I work at, and it can be frustrating when I'm teaching them something and they don't write it down, and then you're asking me questions and you're asking me questions. But
Yeah.
we just had
Or the
this
next day they go, "What was that?" Well, if you
Right.
had your notes, you would not have to ask
I
me.
don't mind, of course. I'm always going to help you. I'm going to have your back, but like, take the notes so
Yeah.
you have them.
Yeah. So We don't know how old April is, but I totally understand the concept of starting over, that you're too old to switch paths.
Oh, for
But
sure.
let me tell you, you have to find the video that I did on You're Never Too Old. It was just really recent, probably in the last week. You are never, never too old. I started my book business when I was 58. 58! And I started doing this social media stuff when I was 63 years old. Not ever what I planned. I just went on
Right.
TikTok, made a speech, and I said, I need to
off.
keep doing this.
Right.
You know, other people talking about retiring. I was talking about ring lights and
Right.
algorithms and stuff like that. Never
Right.
too old, April. Not even a question. Not even a question. Not even a question.
Don't settle, and don't settle for familiar, because
Yeah.
you could be
And
missing
it's
out
just
on
like,
great opportunities by settling.
right. And let's just talk about this small town. I was born and raised in a very small town
I was not.
on a farm. She is afraid to maybe move out of that town. And maybe this is tied, Morgan. Maybe she wants to move to a new town that has a new job. Because she would have to, right? She would have to.
Could be. And I've
She
done
was
that
moving.
before. I've done that. I've moved. I had to get a job before I moved, and it was all just unknown, a new place.
I've done that too.
I didn't have my
I've
parents.
done that too.
It was different, right?
Yeah, and so the thing is, to move to a new town, you are going to need a new job. So that's probably where her fear is tied in. It's probably those two things tied in, I would bet. And moving, it is scary, especially if you're from a small town, because everybody knows everybody.
Well, and I think
Everything.
as an adult, it's harder to make relationships like with people. Like, you know, in your small town, you have your high school people, the people you grew up with, the people you know. But it's hard to put yourself out there to make friends and find a friend group.
Exactly. I agree with that. And just the whole logistics of, I know where the store is. I know where the bagel store is.
Right.
You know, I know where I like fresh flowers.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and so I understand that. But
at the same time, meanwhile, it's kind of exciting because it's like, oh, I get to find a new favorite restaurant. I get to find a new favorite grocery store and
Oh.
new favorite people. So,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
that's exciting.
I can see that April may also fear people judging her that she wants something different. I want a new town. I want a bigger
Please,
town. I
people are
want a
going to
better
judge you
job.
no matter what you do. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter what you do. People are passing judgment because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Makes them feel better about themselves.
And we've actually learned this by even more so by doing social media. I don't think a day goes by, Morgan, right, that I don't get somebody saying something about my age or
One thing for sure is everybody is always going to have something to say. They're always
Yeah.
going to. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
you do.
So,
you could be doing
don't
everything
care.
right, and they still are going to complain about it. So,
yeah.
do
So you just have to sell
live
yourself
with it.
Yeah, does not matter what they. And you know what? If you've outgrown your people in that small town because they've got the small town mentality,
That's
well.
okay. Right. That's okay. That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do in life. You're not supposed to stay the same. You're supposed to grow.
So there's a thing like, well, what if I move and I hate it? Well, I'd say give it a
Yeah.
chance.
Well, that right.
And
but
then
it's
do
not
what the
stuck
hell
there
you
forever.
want.
Right. You're not stuck there forever.
Find
Nobody
another
said you have to be
place.
here for the rest of your life. Okay, you don't like it here. Guess what? You can go back.
Yeah.
You can find a new place, a new job. Jobs are always.
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
be-
If
Come on.
you knew how many jobs I've had in my 63 years, it's almost ridiculous.
Listen.
Like, I don't like doing that, so I'm going to do this. I don't like doing that, so I'm going to do this. Nobody says you have to stay there. So what that you've only worked there 3 months or whatever?
not a permanent.
You don't want to keep living on the same year on repeat, like Groundhog's Day.
No.
You don't want
Ugh,
to do that.
Boring.
You don't.
Boring.
And the thing is, you don't have to start huge. You can start small.
No.
You know, tour a new town.
Right.
Do you have one in mind?
Right. Go visit
Or-
somewhere. Take a
Yeah.
vacation and go visit by yourself. Go to restaurants
if you-
by yourself. Do things
Even if
by
you just go on like Zillow or one of those and look at
Right.
housing there.
Right. Listen.
Do I like this? Do I like this town? You know? But for right now, if you're not ready to make that step, I can understand, but let's make some smaller steps. Try a new routine. Try a
Yes.
new routine where you're at right now.
Yep. Switch it
Whether
up.
that be, like, think of some ideas. What could be a new routine?
You could do if you don't
A
work
new
out.
grocery store?
You could go walking.
Yeah.
Right. You could go to the grocery store. Wake up. You could journal.
could.
Right in the morning. Right at night before you go to bed to dump your thoughts.
Yeah. And you can build this next version of your life in steps, not
Right.
leaps, but steps. Steps.
It's not
So,
all in at one time.
um, and if you're afraid, if you're scared, I think that even more so means that you're ready,
Right?
you know? And we have to go out on a limb and do these
And
things if we're not
step out
happy.
on faith, right? Just trust the
Yeah.
process. Trust that it'll all work out and it's meant to be. And I think that
Yeah.
sometimes situations are what you make it. If you're going into it with negativity, like, oh, this is going to suck, it's not going to work out, I'm not going to find anything, that's exactly what's going to happen. But if you go into it that I'm going to make new friends, I'm going to find new favorites, things are going to work in your favor and it's going to be a blessing in
I
disguise.
agree. And just so you know, I am a firm believer of putting things out into the universe because it works
Yeah.
so well. It works. If you put out there what you want, tell the universe, this is what I want, this is what I'm expecting, and go in expecting that, because when you put out
Right.
negative is
Negative
attracted
comes
to
right
you.
back to you. Right.
Yeah. I mean, we should do a whole podcast on that, Morgan, because I
Right.
firmly believe in that. That was a great,
Right.
great statement.
Right.
But listen, you're allowed to want more.
Please.
Bottom line, whatever it is, who's ever listening to this, I want to tell you personally, you are allowed to want more.
Right. You're not
Nobody
stuck
says you
where
have to stay
are.
where you're at.
Right.
Nobody says that.
Right.
And you don't want to look back 5 years from now and go, what am I doing? Why didn't I make change? Whatever the change is, there's a
Regret is the
million things
worst
you can
feeling in
change.
the world, right?
You know, a million things, whether it's small like reading more or bigger like moving to a new town.
Right.
You're allowed
It's like
change.
I say with my son all the time. You don't have to like it, but you should try it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like it, but at least try it so you know that this is not for me, because it might. We also
Right.
always used to tell my son, it might be your favorite new food in the whole world, and you don't try it because you don't want to try it. So it might be your favorite decision in the world, and you just are too scared to try it.
And can you imagine moving to a new town and it is the best thing that happened to you because they have a
Right.
farmer's market or this great restaurant or you found a flower shop,
Right.
anything.
A new bestie, something.
Yeah.
Right. The
Take
love
the
of your life.
chance.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
But I think in closing on this subject, fear isn't proof that you shouldn't do it. It's proof that what you're thinking of is real
Yeah.
and it's meaningful.
Right.
And the fear is because it excites you.
Right.
the
And
thought
it's
of doing this.
risky, and I don't think risky is necessarily a bad word. It's just
No,
risky.
not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Not at all. So, April, do it. Go do it.
Take the chance. Take the chance.
Plan it out, but do it. If it makes you happy, do it.
You are the one that has to live with it. So
Yes.
do it.
Yes. So we are going to close up here. I again want to thank you for being a part of this podcast, and I'll have Morgan tell you about how to get letters to us. Send
Yeah.
those in. We get a good amount of them, but I want to
We
read
want more.
yours.
Right. We want more. And like she said, in order for us to have these podcast episodes, we need your letters. So send them to Dear Memaw Podcast. Memaw is MEMAW @gmail.com. Again, we'll drop it in the description too, so you can see it. But send us those letters so we can keep bringing you these podcasts.
Yeah, and let other people know about us because I'm sure you know somebody in your life that really could use
A pep talk.
what we talked about.
Right.
Or a different podcast that we talked about, or a
Right.
future podcast that we're going to talk about.
Like, who doesn't
And if
love
you're
the
watching,
positive talk, come on.
yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please know that the TikTok Memaw has well over 100 talks that I've done,
For sure.
and there's something about something you're going through.
There's
So
something there
that's
for
the
everybody.
yes, and that's the place that holds most of the talks that I've done. Is
Yes.
that so? I would like to encourage you to go there and look at it. So
You will not be
anyway, yeah, you won't be disappointed. I've spent a lot of hours on those. You won't be disappointed. I appreciate you. I am thankful for every person listening to this right now. I wish
Yes.
you the best. I will put into the universe all positive things for everyone within the sound of my voice.
Yes.
I love you, and I am going to say goodbye.
It's Memaw out, Morgan out. Until next time.